Welcome to Uffsides. It's Week 15 in the NFL. I'm Matt Ufford, here to preview the best games of Week 15, joined as always by a very festive Alex. That's the happiest thing associated with the 49ers this year. First up on our preview, Thursday Night Football. We love to pretend it doesn't exist, but oh my, the Rams fired Jeff Fisher. I didn't think it was possible.
Gone too soon.
They fired him with a quickness that they didn't even realize that they had a short week. You're fired. Hey, what do you mean our next game is in 3 days? John Fossil, the special teams coach, is going to be the interim coach. And it makes sense because fake punts have been the most successful offensive play for the Rams against the Seahawks over the last couple of years.
It's the only way they can move the ball.
It really
Second
is.
down.
And you know
third
what?
Down.
Johnny Hekker has been the Rams MVP so far. Put the ball in his hands more often.
I mean, Goff is challenging him with his arm punts, but Hekker just kind of does it better.
Better distance, more accuracy too. He's more accurate with his foot than Goff is with his arm. The Seahawks had a game in Green Bay last week, didn't show up for it. Really a shame that they missed the bus.
Well, it was going to be a blizzard.
I was really mad about the blowout against the Packers until I realized this. Every team is bad in the NFL this year. Every team is bad. The Cowboys are bad. The Patriots are bad.
Every team is bad, but the 49ers are worse.
I think the Browns might be better than the 49ers.
Probably.
I'm going to tell you right now, the thing that people are going to be talking about incessantly on Thursday night is the Seahawks color rush jerseys. We've seen pictures of them, but it's going to look so much worse on television. And it might with the on-field graphics too. They do all sorts of digital graphics on the field, and like those green jerseys ain't gonna help. They will not be doing the local weather.
Let me just revel in old Rusty Wilson with a passer rating of 53.3 over his last 3 games. In the last 3 years, only Ryan Fitzpatrick and Brian Hoyer have had lower marks over a 3-start stretch.
And that's why Russell Wilson is as bad as those players. What, did you just spit on the floor? I cannot recommend that you watch this game. Fire up the old Netflix or whatever's even on Thursdays.
TNT Hoops.
Catch Hoops on TNT only this fall. I figured like Hoops was like Detective Hoops, like a new like hard-bitten cop drama on TNT. The line on this game, Seahawks favored by 15. I think this might be the biggest line of the season.
I can't lay 15 points.
I don't want to be a cocky Seahawks fan. Every team is bad. Every team in the NFL is bad. Take the Rams to cover. Up next, Lions at Giants. Both teams 9-4. Both teams big-time frauds because every team in the NFL is bad. The Lions have the number 2 seed in the NFC. That is crazy. Of their 9 wins, 8 have required a fourth quarter comeback. Is that right?
Yeah.
And some of those comebacks have come against vicious competition. I'm talking the Bears, the Colts, the Rams, the Vikings twice.
They have a horrible running game, their defense is subpar, and it's Jim Caldwell and Matthew Stafford leading the
You know
team.
what it is? Detroit has got a massive case of cooteritis. Wait, no, that's in Tampa. They have cooteritis. It's a cootermania.
They started 1-6 last year, then enter Cooter, 15-7 since.
Jim Bob Cooter is going to be a head coach next year, isn't he?
Probably of the Rams.
Oh, Ben McAdoo using an unregulated radio on the sideline. They have a very expensive Motorola headset, and he's using a walkie-talkie that, like, you can get at Radio Shack.
McAdoo's son tried to set up a smart home for him, and he's like, no.
Ben McAdoo does look like someone who shops at Radio Shack, though.
And really dreams of opening one for himself.
Yeah, he
someday.
he does look like someone who manages a Radio Shack. Giants are favored to win this game by 4.5.
I think the Lions are going to win because Eli's going to be really distracted when he sees his first cooter. Oh!
I'll take the Lions to cover here.
Yeah, when in doubt, take the points, Lions.
Another good one. I'm surprised this game is not in prime time. The Patriots at the Broncos. Broncos have not looked right for 3 weeks. They've lost 2 out of 3. The other, an unconvincing win over the Jags. They're now in a dogfight to make the playoffs. Tied for that, was it 6th seed with the Dolphins right now?
Well, they got the tie, so.
The Dolphins have a tie? Broncos?
Oh, what am I saying? Sorry. I don't know
You
why I
have
brought
one
this
job!
up.
And they end their season with this game against the Pats, and then the Chiefs and Raiders might take the Dolphins to make the playoffs over them if they can't right the ship.
But they got touchdown Trev.
More importantly, they have MVP candidate Von Miller only in the MVP discussion because
Everyone sucks.
everyone sucks this year.
Oh, I was going to say Rooster Cleats,
Oh, Rooster Cleats too. Yeah, his best friends are all chickens.
which is dope.
He's basically like Gonzo.
If you pants Von Miller, just down there, Gonzo face.
Did you guys watch the Monday Night Football game against the Ravens?
Let's say I did.
Did you catch the Tom Brady hissy fits ripping his helmet off,
Yep.
throwing the water bottle. Oh, the champagne's not Corbel! Ugh.
If you buy into Tom Brady and Gisele's like nutrition system
And
shit,
I do not.
are there anger and emotional outbursts that you can expect if you get their supplements and powders and bars like John Gruden does?
Oh my gosh, you should see Brady when an avocado turns. Oof. Man, Patriots are favored by 3 in this game, and take the Broncos. I don't know. Both teams are bad. That's all I got to
Pats
say.
are out for revenge. I'll take the Pats.
Up next, Sunday Night Football, Cowboy Night in America. Bucks at the Cowboys.
I'm encouraged by this second loss to the Giants. Because you know what happened after the first loss to the Giants?
They won 11 straight.
That did happen.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I got laid.
Oh, you know who would have engineered a fourth quarter comeback against the Giants? Tony Romo would have won that game or thrown a back-breaking pick six. But
Literally back-breaking.
yes, I think that the Cowboys should play Dak the first 3 quarters of every game. If they're winning, great. And if they're losing, Tony Romo comes in like the closer.
And if they make it to overtime, put in Sanchez.
There you go.
Can we talk about Dez for a second? They threw to him 9 times, and it resulted in 3 times as many turnovers as catches. That's not a good ratio.
He hasn't been the same since they made him get rid of his monkey.
It's true. If you caught the moment of serenity on my face, it's because I was thinking about the IKEA monkey that was wearing a coat.
Oh.
That might have been the happiest moment I had in 2016. I mean, there's the birth of my son, but like then, remembering the IKEA monkey.
I thought your son was the IKEA monkey.
Only I get to call him that. Every team is bad, but a team that is less bad is the Buccaneers, who've won 5 in a row. A team whose biggest highlight was stopping a punt at the 1-yard line. That was a cool punt stop, though. It was a little bit Smooth Criminal-esque. Wait, hold on a second. I've got a note here about a cowboy named Lucky Whitehead. Lucky Whitehead?
Lucky number 13, Lucky Whitehead.
Lucky Whitehead is a host who dies on Westworld repeatedly. We've barely talked about the Buccaneers, and I'm okay with that. The line on this game is Cowboys by 7. I think the Buccaneers are full of shit. There we go. So I'm taking Cowboys by more than a touchdown.
Bucks.
Monday Night Football, Carolina at Washington. The Josh Norman Bowl pushed out the door by the Panthers in the offseason. Everything's gone great for them since doing that. He went to Washington, where he has played very well for a Washington defense that is okay against the pass and a complete disaster against the run. Who's Josh and we're going to cover? Kelvin Benjamin? He got benched.
There's 162 players in the NFL that have had at least 30 receiving yards over the last 2 games. The Panthers' number 1 wide receiver is not one of them.
Wow. That's a good stat, Alex. Yeah. Panthers 5-8 after giving the Chargers the what for last week. Cam Newton celebrated in his best brunch clothes for going out with his girlfriend. His fashion it's something different every week. And if that's the problem, because like DeAndre Hopkins also has a wild wardrobe, but it's all like of the same sense of style. I feel like Cam Newton is firing his stylist every single week and hiring a new terrible stylist.
Well, then the other thing that DeAndre Hopkins has going for him is he doesn't have a quarterback that's doing enough to allow him to have press conferences.
Yeah, that's true.
So we can't really see his fashion. We get a Gruden on Gruden action. John will be calling for his brother Jay.
Oh, that's right. Jay Gruden, I couldn't put my finger on exactly what it was about him because he has such kind of an unremarkable face and build, and I realized he's dying to be a fat guy. He wants to go full on Andy Reid.
But his wife keeps him in check.
He comes home after like an 18-hour day and there's like a sensible chicken breast and greens on the table. He sneaks in like some popcorn afterwards.
Yeah, I love salmon.
Washington is favored by 4.5. I'm gonna take the Panthers to cover here.
I think John's gonna get some of that insider Panther info and spill it to Jay. I'll take Washington.
What does that mean?
That is it for our Week 15 preview. Listen, if you didn't like it, it's because the NFL's bad. I'm gonna be out next week. I think Will's gonna be hosting.
We'll see.
You finally get what you wanted, YouTube. Please subscribe to SB Nation on YouTube. Give us that like, thumbs up, and comment below. Thank you. They'll see you next week.
Go ahead and put your condoms on now.